Welcome to my series on Lake Louise. If you're new, allow me to give you a brief recap. I have 4 art mediums that I'm fairly comfortable with: pencil drawing, ink drawing, watercolor painting, and acrylic painting, and I wanted to put my skills with each of them to the test. So I picked a reference photo of Lake Louise in Alberta, and I am attempting to paint and draw that photo in the 4 different mediums. This is part 3, and let me tell you, this one was a bit of a doozy. I think it turned out okay, but as soon as I started this project, I realized that maybe I should have done a little bit more drawing with ink to prepare for this piece because I felt a little rusty. I started this project twice because on the first round, I didn't get as much of the mountains on the page as I originally wanted. Then, when I went to start the second one, I began to feel quite overwhelmed by all of the white on the page that would need to be covered. As I went along in the drawing process, I struggled a little bit more than I thought I would with this medium. Not that the final product looks bad, but the process felt a little bit more stressful than with the other projects. I think part of the problem was that I didn't like how the mountains were looking as I was doing them, but I didn't want to restart. So my brain kept telling me if I put my pen in just the wrong spot, it would ruin the whole thing. That's not particularly helpful, but that's what my brain was telling me. There was a point, well, several points in this drawing where I debated starting for a third time, but I managed to convince myself to keep going, and I'm kind of glad I did. I think part of the reason I struggled with the mountains specifically was that there are several values in the mountains in the picture, but I was struggling to create several values with the ink. Again, probably because I was a little bit rusty. Also, because I did the trees in the front first to try and make them stand out a little bit more against the mountains, there was a little bit of time where I felt like I just made everything too dark and it was all going to look like a big mass of ink instead of a landscape. So as far as that was concerned, I had quite the success. All that aside, if I look at this project in relation to the watercolor painting and the pencil drawing I did of this scene before, I think I enjoyed the process of this one the least, even though I don't actually mind how it turned out. Although, to be completely honest, I don't really love the reflection on this one, and I might go back and fiddle with it another time, but for now, I'm calling it good enough. I think when all was said and done, the mountains actually turned out better than I anticipated, and I think I like them better than the ones on my watercolor painting, even if there were a few spots I would redo if I could. Like with the pencil drawing, I think I was able to get a little bit more detail with this drawing as compared to the watercolor one, and I was able to get the mountain shape better than I thought I could with the watercolor painting. Although, to be fair, if I were to do the watercolor painting again, I think I would probably be able to do the mountain shape a little closer to reality. I think if this series is teaching me anything, it's that with each art project I do, I learn a little bit more. It may just be learning how to complete a task a little bit more efficiently. It may be learning a brand new technique, or it may be as simple as learning to look for things I did well in a project, and in general, speaking and thinking kindly about my art, even if I don't love every element of it. So, whatever you're doing today, I hope you're learning to look for the things you did well too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.